Back from the beginning, and I mean literally, I think the first week we opened our doors as a new consulting firm, we've been asked to certify people in the, quote, Kotter Change research or the Kotter Change method or whatever. And we never really got around to that at first because there were too many other things to do. Mm-hmm. Then we started some training type educational activities, and discovered some of the limitations associated with trying to get people to come from, Boise, Idaho to Harvard Square for a one-day course and fly back. And with COVID came the Zoomification, as I call it, of the world. And for the first time, there is an opportunity to provide that real certification in a way that is practical, economical, and powerful. And we are going to do that. There are 6 courses which you can take individually or as a collective. The total thing will add up to a certification that we are confident will help you in a non-trivial way, in some significant way, with your career and with your job in this more rapidly changing world. And we're doing it not because the world needs more education, but because we are convinced that the research we've done over the last 40 years adds up to a emerging science of change that is above and beyond anything that's being offered to masses of people today. So we feel a need, a responsibility, and a strong belief in doing just that. And the thought of having first thousands, then hundreds of thousands of Kotter certified people performing better, creating more prosperous organizations, and finding more meaning in their work is I'm unbelievably proud of.
I can't wait. I think it's terrific. Of course, there's lots of models, but the reason why the Kotter model keeps surfacing as the one that gets results is because one can understand it, it works, and the idea that people are going to be certified and skilled in the science behind some of that is just hugely exciting. That's great. So when's this going to happen?
Soon. Anybody, anywhere will be able to come to, for example, our website, sign up and take one course or the entire certification package. What I think is also going to be incredibly exciting is some companies that I'm already talking with, where a senior person, either the senior HR person or the CEO, has decided that if they put 1,000 or 5,000 other people through this, which they can do, mm-hmm. They don't have to have a complicated, training center for any of this, that not only will they upskill individuals, but they will start to build real change muscle inside their organizations. And that I'm really looking forward to seeing play itself out.
I think I agree. I think that's because one of the things we know about scale is that when everyone has the same language and is looking out for the same things, you can fuel what matters. So that's going to be terrifically exciting as well. So not just 1 or 2 certified Kotter Change practitioners in an organization, but you've got a whole team. That's very, very exciting. That's great. That's great. I can't wait.
It's going to feel engaging. It's going to feel like something they want to do, not something they've been told they have to do.
Right, good.
And it will come in a number of different forms. Virtual with no instructor, virtual with an instructor, we'll have it available even in traditional training form, live. I think the virtual without an instructor will be particularly popular because it offers so much control on the part of the user of when they do it, how they do it, at their convenience, etc.
I do know I've had a sneak peek at the concept around building the community around this, so that everybody who becomes certified is part of this community of change practitioners in the world, change leaders, let's call them that, change leaders in the world.
An idea we had, I think, after our first year in business was creating a community around change leadership. And for all kinds of reasons, we couldn't find a practical way to do it. I think this program will lead to a practical way to do that. And I think that could be a marvelous way to get people to upskill even beyond the course, have people and relationships and networks outside of their organizations and inside that they can look to for support or problem solving or whatever. And I think in general, in this fragmented COVID, stay in your bedroom world, communities are probably a good idea.
I think also you're right, and I think the idea too that it's not just big teams that will benefit from this. You know, some small teams have big performance opportunities too.
Huge.
And the idea that I can learn from a landscape company in Miami or a non-for-profit in London or a small doctor's office in Germany somewhere who've taken what you've taught. Because you've shared some emails with me that you've received from all over the world about people who've taken what you do or what they do, what you've talked about and taught them, and how they've applied it to their small business, their family business, their enterprise. The ability to kind of bring all of that together is going to be very exciting too, because I think we're going to see the reach of and the impact of all of this work.
And those communities will invent some things that we don't know right now, just because of the diversity and the relationships. So it will be a continuing source of, if you will, mass-inspired R&D, which I love.
Yes,
too.
Yes, absolutely. There's nothing like being close to the consumer, so to speak. If I think about it in consumer product terms, to get the feedback, to learn, and to grow in the spirit of lifelong learning.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.